Hello to all of our new guests joining us on our Facebook live stream, which is right there. Something new we've been trying for the last couple events. It's gone very well. The National Interest has actually 1.5 million Facebook followers, so we may have a lot of people watching us today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Harry Kazianis, and I'm the new Director of Defense Studies here at the Center for the National Interest. I also serve as Executive Editor of our publishing arm, the National Interest. I welcome you all to a discussion with Vietnam's Ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Pham Quan Vinh. I'm being from Boston.
Call me Vinh.
Thank you. Horrible with names, guilty as charged. We're very fortunate to have you today here, sir. And there could really be no better time to discuss U.S. ties to Asia, and specifically the U.S.-Vietnam relationship. And I'm sure we'll touch on issues such as the South China Sea, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and I'm sure other things later on. Just going to make a very quick statement, and then we'll move on to the ambassador's comments for today. I think all of us who are here, who are Asia specialists, and I see many of you out there, this is one of those important times for deep thinking and perspective when it comes to the broader Asia-Indo-Pacific region. When a new administration comes into office, there's always a recalibration of priorities, of interests. That's nothing new. Reading the tea leaves and having no inside knowledge, I have a strong feeling and hope that the Asia-Pacific will be a top priority. And I think of you, those of you who know me and know me well, I hope it's the top priority of the Trump administration. I think it was a great first step to see the president-elect quickly set up a meeting with Shinzo Abe and have what it seems a positive conversation with President Park, reaffirming vital alliances. Now, clearly Vietnam also plays a vital role in the Asia-Pacific as an essential partner to the United States. Relations between our two countries in areas of trade, cultural exchange, budding security ties, really are at an all-time high, to be honest with you. And I can really hope that those relations will get even stronger. So those are my brief remarks. Here's the logistics of the event. I think everybody sort of knows them who's been here before. The ambassador will speak for about 20 minutes or so. Then we'll open the floor to Q&A. Now keep in mind, we are on the record, so I'd very much appreciate it if everybody gave their name, affiliation, and a very brief question, because I'm sure we're going to have a lot of questions today, considering everything that's swirling in Washington at the moment. And a special note, just a little tweak to the event planning, we will end today at 1:45, so just everybody keep that in mind. With that, Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Harry, for the introduction. One point I share with you very much is the importance of Asia in the interest of the U.S. and everybody else. So my honor to be here to share with you a few thoughts. But one thing I also want to stress is that while we are having lunch and meeting over here, things out there in the outside world still changing. And a lot of changes that require us to take the challenge of develop further our vision, our course of action, and especially how we can work together for a world of stability, security, and prosperity. This is very much important for everybody's interest. So, as requested, I will be talking about a little bit on Asia and Asia-U.S. engagement and on Vietnam-U.S. relationship. For us in Asia, we think that Asia is very much important, and also in Asia, we need U.S. engagement and presence over there. Over the past decade, Asia has been evolving to be a very dynamic region in both economic growth and strategic importance. So the global gravity, as people have very much mentioned about it, is shifted from the west to the east. And this is also because of the development in the region and the world as well. Asia is on the rise, including the rise of China, the rise of India, and the continued importance of Japan, Australia, and others. But we also know that in the region, we have a lot of developments as well, strategically and economically. And very much important is the evolving regional architecture in the region. We have a number of processes in the region, including APEC, ASEM, and the ASEAN-related processes. And these processes are not just confined to the region itself, but also expanded to include all the major players in the world. The U.S. was included, a very much important partner of ASEAN and other processes in the region. Let's talk a little bit about trade and economic importance of Asia, for example. If you look at the past decade, Asia has been a key engine for both economic recovery and growth. And this is very much important, and its dynamic development in the region and between the region and the world. The region in Asia has a combined GDP of about 60% of world economic output, and also represent a market of half of the world's population. This is very much important for everybody. And strategically, as we have big countries over there, the number one is US, is very much involved in Asia. The number two and number three economies, Japan and China and Japan, has played an increasingly important role in the region and in the world. And all of this, I think, and come to the second point, Asia really matters for the US, economically and strategically. Let's take one figure or two about US economic engagement with Asia, for example. Asia represents nearly 60% of the total US trade. And among that, nearly 30% of US goods and services have been exported to Asia. And exports to Asia supported a lot of US jobs. The figure that I have is more than 1 million US jobs. And out of the total jobs created by exports, Asia export account for 1/3. So that is a lot, that is a lot. And if you look back into a decade, this figure has been increased 50%. And